My name is Bryce Clark, and I love parkour.
What is parkour?
Parkour to me is how I'm going to use my body to get from where I am now to where I want to be. And my way of getting there may be different than another person's way, but my way is the way I find fun and entertaining.
Parkour is the discipline of getting from point A to point B as efficiently and or creatively as possible using only your body and your immediate environment.
Parkour to me is not just getting from A to B as quickly as possible, but also as creatively as possible in the sense of needing to challenge yourself. Parkour is huge on challenging yourself, challenging whoever you're training with, and trying to progress in some way every day. And that's kind of a mentality that I was all about before I found parkour, and seeing that it resonated so well is why I stuck with it for so long.
Parkour originally was the idea of moving from point A to point B as fast and efficiently as possible. Over time, as it became more popular through media, and when people with different backgrounds got into parkour, it's now all about creative movement. But these days, I like to say, acknowledge what parkour originally is, and kind of just take that and make it your own form of thing.
How were you exposed to parkour?
Back in 2009, I was walking with my friend on the street, jumping on some scaffolding, and ran into some friends that I knew from a long time ago. They asked me if I knew how to do parkour, and I said no, but I wanted to learn. After me and my friend went separate ways, I met back up with them, and then later that night they taught me my first vault, which was actually the Kong vault. So ever since then, I fell in love with it, and I've just been training ever since that night. Trying to get better.
I've been doing parkour since 2006, and I found out about it, like a lot of people, by my friend sending me a YouTube video. And as soon as I saw that video, I knew this is the thing that I was meant to be doing my whole life, so it was pretty awesome.
I got into movement first with my dad, learning martial arts, getting into school, so I was kind of born into a training mentality already, whether I like it or not. After that, about 15 years later, wasn't into martial arts so much, so I was looking for an outlet and kind of stumbled across parkour. And 10 years later, that's kind of been my #1 outlet.
I found out about parkour. I've been training parkour for almost 11 years now. I originally was going through a breakdancing phase 11 years ago, and through that phase I came across the website Urban Freerunning, which was the only parkour website And from there, I kind of just fell in love with the movement.
Okay, we all go together or we go one at a time.
Here it is, here it is. Truck to refrigerators to dumpster, 360 spin onto the pallets, backflip gainer into the trash can.
Yeah, gainer! Yeah!
Parkour, parkour!
Parkour! Parkour!
I'm right behind you, Andy! Come on!
Yeah!
Parkour.
What are any misconceptions about parkour?
I think the biggest one is that all we do are jump over rooftops and across buildings, when really a lot of that I feel is only because the guys who've been doing it so long have put out such content where they are able to do jumps like that, and also just from the Hollywood exposure. Parkour gets the rap of like extreme sport or dangerous, and I think that with anything there's inherent risk. But if you really saw the day-to-day trainings of what parkour looks like, then you'd notice that a lot of it is not done on things that are high up.
One huge misconception that is always just the number one that we need to point out is the idea that it's a reckless sport. It's like you just roll out of bed and say, I need to do something extreme to prove that I'm awesome. And it's like, no, it's not how it works. That's the number one way to get injured. If you take parkour seriously at all, you quickly learn that that is not the way to be. You want to, like I said before, always just progress, even if it's in a small way, every single day. And if you're doing that, honestly, you're doing parkour, and that's it.
I teach parkour classes and I teach kids and adults. A common misconception I hear is that you have to be a teenage boy to do parkour. That you have to be a certain gender and a certain age. And I want people to know that both of those things are not true. You can be any gender and any age, from kids as young as 2 years old who are doing parkour naturally, just climbing around, being really creative with their movement, to older adults. I'm talking senior citizens. Senior citizens can do parkour. Believe it, every movement that we do is completely modifiable, and no matter what your starting point or your physical fitness level, anyone can do parkour safely, creatively, and have fun.
I think the biggest misconceptions about parkour is that it's a very dangerous and risky sport. There is a level of danger, but you want to train to the point where you know what you can and can't do. Parkour is whatever you want it to be in terms of how you train. As long as you're being disciplined, as long as you're motivated, it's helping you both physically and mentally. And you're always achieving new goals through parkour training. That's what matters, that's what counts. You don't have to make it dangerous, it's completely unnecessary. You can make it as safe as you want it to be, but if you feel like being riskier, if you feel like you're ready to do a dangerous jump or acrobatic maneuver, then you should have trained to the point that you know you're ready.